Hello, everybody, and today for Batman the Animated Series, I'm here to review Pretty Poison. So, this is the first time we see Poison Ivy in this show, and I gotta say, her appearance does not disappoint at all. Now, this is technically the second episode I've ever saw of Batman the Animated Series. It was on that little DVD I had as a kid, and I gotta say, this episode's definitely a lot different from The Last Laugh, where that episode was just a lot of Batman versus the Joker. This time we see more of Bruce's social life, where he's late to a dinner party with Harvey Dent and Pamela Isley. But it opens with a flashback where apparently Harvey Dent and Bruce were like doing some construction and were burying something, but this will come later as we do see Pamela Isley in the flashback. But while that's all going on, we see what Batman's up to in the present, where he is chasing down a criminal who has escaped from prison in a helicopter, and Batman is chasing him down while Harvey and Pamela are having dinner, enjoying their time together, waiting for Bruce. But Bruce does catch the criminal, and he even says he's his worst nightmare. Good line from Batman. But once Bruce does get into his tuxedo and he finally goes to the dinner party, it goes alright. They're having a conversation until Pamela says she has to leave. She kisses Harvey, and Harvey announces that he's already getting engaged. Bruce feels he's kind of forcing it, like he's rushing it a little too much since they've only known each other for a week. But before Harvey can say anything, he ends up passing out from something unknown. Bruce thinks he's joking at first, but then he realizes he's not. And he takes him to the hospital, and looks like Harvey Dent was not having a heart attack, but it turns out he is poisoned. And so Batman's going to investigate what is going on with Harvey. And so he ends up finding somewhat of a lead with the sample he finds in the investigation. And when he meets up with Pamela again at the hospital, she's upset, of course, but Bruce is getting suspicious about who she really is, and so he has Alfred investigate who Pamela Isley is, and he ends up leading him to a trail at the Botanical Garden, where he sees Pamela using her garden. But Batman shows up, but he is trapped as he ends up falling into a trap full of plants, and he's gonna get eaten by these plants. It's revealed to be a giant plant monster that's gonna eat him, which is revealed to be Poison Ivy, and she ends up revealing what she's been up to. It turns out that she poisoned Harvey Dent by kissing him. And because of that, she did it because of what he did 5 years ago in the flashback, where he ended up doing something to the land, and now she wants revenge to what he did to the plants. And so she got into a fake engagement with him just so he can kill him. She ends up even laughing maniacally as she says her plan. So this is like the most evil we've seen of Poison Ivy. Usually Poison Ivy is doing bad things just to save the plants, but in this, she actually wants to do harm to others. Usually Poison Ivy does harm to others if they're in the way of her plants. But Batman ends up escaping from the planet first, but he ends up getting kissed. So it's quite an interesting scene. But Batman tries to spit out the poison, but he's unable to resist, and he's poisoned, unfortunately. But he tries to do his best to fight it off, and he ends up kicking her, and he ends up escaping the vines of the plant monster. And it leads to a giant fire that happens in the building, and Ivy tries to escape with her plant, but she ends up tripping and Batman catches the plant, and he's about to fall into the cliff, and Ivy's about to shoot him with her little arrow thing that she has on her wrist, but Batman threatens to drop the plant. But she says no, and then she even refers to her plant as a baby. And I think also Batman kind of caused Ivy to kill her own plant by when he ducks and then she shoots at it. But she's devastated by this. But Batman ends up saving the day, and the two escape the building. Ivy is sent to Arkham, and Harvey is cured, and Batman himself, since she ended up giving him the cure, and yeah, so that's the end of the episode. So this was definitely an interesting episode. It was definitely a good introduction to Poison Ivy. The story was definitely pretty straightforward, but I do like the suspense they gave us. So we're actually thinking Harvey could almost lose his life, and we get some nice scenes with the cops I forgot to mention. But overall, I think the voice actors for Poison Ivy was really good. I really couldn't see anyone else playing Poison Ivy, since it definitely matches her voice, and her chemistry with Batman was interesting. And we would always get, every time we get a Poison Ivy story, we end up seeing her trying to kiss Batman. So I'll probably give this episode probably an 8 out of 10. But the next episode is, I think it's called The Underdwellers, which is one of the more sillier episodes, but we'll talk about it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.